ahead, but right now let's check in with Kurt. He has first weather. Kurt?
And how about a little midsummer heat and humidity? That's what we experienced across most of the area today and are going to have a similar one coming up for tomorrow. For the most part, though, we've been able to avoid the raindrops this one day. As far as this evening goes, only an isolated shower. We've got a few of them out there, and we'll show you those on Triple Doppler 9. Partly cloudy skies otherwise, and temperatures should drop to around 81 degrees by 10 o'clock. Not only will we have a look at radar, but also a brand new tropical storm down in the Caribbean. That and your forecast coming up in weather.
Okay. Thanks, Kurt.
Our weather was kind of tropical today, wasn't it?
It was very much so, because that's where our air was coming from. Still coming from the Gulf of Mexico for the time being. But we've got other tropical things to look at, and something that we didn't expect. You know, the hurricane season kind of jumped the gun back in April when we had the first named storm. That kind of stuck out in the Atlantic. But it's jumping the gun again. We've got one down in the Caribbean that might turn into a hurricane. And that would be really unusual to have it this early in the season. We'll take a look at Tropical Storm Claudette. Right now in Columbus, 89 degrees, with the dew point still running very high at 74. Relative humidity 61%, and it feels more like about 97 out there right now. Winds are out of the southwest at 9. The pressure is on its way down at 30.12. We'll have your forecast and more up next.
This is your Storm Team 9 forecast with meteorologist Kurt Schmitz.
All in all, it was a beautiful midsummer day. Take a look. We're looking at our daylight satellite shot today, and unlike yesterday and the past few days, we did not see a big blow-up of billowy cumulonimbus clouds that turned into thunderstorms. We saw a few of those down the Panhandle, and also a little batch that popped up in central and southeast Georgia, right along Interstate 16 over there. But other than that, we didn't really see a whole lot out there in terms of rainfall. We're looking at the radar summary, and you can see the activity pop up a little bit over in central Georgia, and then most of it really off to our west through southern Mississippi, much of Louisiana, and into eastern sections of Texas. We have had a few showers locally, though. Let's take a look and see what Triple Doppler 9 radar is showing us at the moment, and it's not showing much, because the one that had been dumping some heavy rain on North Columbus for a while this afternoon has almost died out in the extreme eastern portion of the county. Same thing for the one that was in Marion County, and there was another one over in Macon County, Georgia, and we have still one lingering along the Chattahoochee River up in Harris County. But that looks like about the extent of it. I cannot rule out something new popping up during the early evening hours, but by sunset we should have a clear radar screen. Let's take a look at our weather watchers from today, and the heat was on, to be sure. Temperatures did top 90 degrees in all areas today of our Weather Watchers network. Only one rain amount reported, and that was not from today. That was from last night. But they sure got doused down in Cuthbert. 2 inches of rain fell from some of those thunderstorms that lingered last night. Now, the temperatures around the two-state area are also running in the 90s, although in a few locations they're down a bit from the daytime highs already, like Macon, where they had rain nearby, 83 there, but most of us in the upper 80s to still the lower 90s. And with the dew points running as high as they are, it is very muggy out there. In fact, we can call it steamy. The heat index reached as high as 100 this afternoon in Columbus, right now reported at 97. Same as in Albany, 93 in Auburn, 94 in Montgomery, and in Dothan at this hour. And then we have something really interesting to look at. This is Tropical Storm Claudette, which just formed this afternoon. They barely were able to detect a circulation in there, and the fact that it does have a circulation and some strong winds along with it, that did make it a tropical storm, the third one we have seen so far this season. But it's way out here in the Caribbean, a very unusual spot to find something like that this early in the season. It's headed west-northwest. It is expected to take a track somewhere close to the Yucatan Peninsula within the next 3 days, passing by right here, Jamaica, probably fairly close to it with tropical storm force winds. They may issue watches and warnings. Cayman Islands right here might also get hit by this. And after it gets toward the Yucatan, it's anybody's guess. This could even make it through the strait here and wind up in the Gulf of Mexico. So this is something that we're going to have to watch very carefully. It is forecast to gain some strength and possibly be close to hurricane status within the next few days. For us, though, we've got things rather tranquil around here. We're under the influence of high pressure, both at the surface on this map and also aloft. And that really is what helped to suppress a lot of the thunderstorm activity around the area today, kept it to a minimum, to be sure. That high is going to hang around for another day. We'll watch the progress of this frontal system, which is probably headed our way by late Thursday, and that will enhance our chances of rain both late Thursday and Friday. But for tomorrow, just more of the isolated stuff, the likes of which we saw around today. Let's take a look at our record book for this day in Columbus. We made it up to 92. Our low this morning was 73, and here at the station, we did not pick up any rain. Here's your forecast for the evening. Partly cloudy. We could yet see an isolated thunder shower, but I'd put those odds at 10% or less that we'll see anything new. 10 o'clock temperatures should still be in the low 80s, and then we'll reach an overnight low of about 73 under mostly clear skies. Tomorrow morning, plenty of sunshine and a few clouds to go along with it. Noontime temperatures back up to the mid-80s already. And again, for the afternoon, we'll be running a heat index, high around 93. That heat index probably around 100, with just a few isolated showers in the afternoon. But then for Thursday, scattered afternoon thunderstorms, and for Friday, looks like could be a rainy day on Friday. But if that happens that way, I think we'll get some drier air in here, and it may mean for a dry Saturday and Sunday. But not a whole lot cooler despite a cold front. You know, we don't get cooler very often in July unless we happen to get a thunderstorm that cools things off. And that's about something we can hope for.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks, Kurt.
Coming up in sports.